Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. Working on Thomas's carb from his C-52 home light. And I will freely admit that my level of frustration was reaching some epic proportions here because stuff just didn't make sense. I've had it on and off of my running C5 more times than I can count. Check, recheck, check, recheck, and it's like, what in the world? And I let a few things kind of cloud my judgment. Pressure test was fine. I could see it leak just a little bit. I'm like, okay, that's normal. So I just assumed fuel passages were flowing. I could put air through. Compressed air. But finally, I'm like, I'm going to strip this down and I'm going to put the thing in the ultrasonic cleaner and just see what the hell it is. And I unscrewed this needle seat. And what did I find? It's remnants. I can tell you what it is. It's remnants of an old fuel filter felt. That's not the style filter that I have on this saw. So I know it's not that, but look at that. That is felt. Now I want to be careful. This is a rubber seat and I don't want to destroy it. But there's a significant wad of trash that is just plugging that seat up entirely. So I'm going to hit this with a little compressed air. Be right back. You see daylight through this bad boy now. Man, I really hope that takes care of it. While I've got the seat out, I'm going to go ahead and blow air through this passage as well. Just make sure fuel is flowing properly. Alright. I'm really hopeful. Come on, lay flat. That this takes care of it. Cautiously optimistic, let's put it that way. Okay. My impact socket has too thick of a wall to go down in there. So on those seats, or those pieces, I'm going to use a standard thin wall socket. Alright, let's get this bad boy put back together. We haven't gone through an HL in a while, so we'll just do this. To take the needle and seat and arm out of one of these, you've got to have it off of the intake block because the arm comes in, or the axle comes in from the back there. I've upgraded this to that style. That was something Homelight recommended back in the day. And I'm going to follow that just for fun's sake here. The original style, the arm just had a flat kind of tappet, and the needle would drop based on gravity and a little bit of pressure from the tank. This being captured, it's a mechanical movement. As soon as that diaphragm moves, it moves. Should get better throttle response. And just better, starting characteristics all the way around should be mo better. I've already adjusted that damn arm enough times to choke a small elephant, so we're not going to do it again. Should be just perfect. My wife is lingering. You might see her feet, you might not. Okay, and we are going to unbolt my carb and put this one back on again, because I want to hear it run. I want to know that it's actually 100% correct. But we're going to start the saw with my carb on it first, just to demonstrate that it does run. Sat around for too long. I got this from Kent, a friend here in Medford, worked on a bunch of his McCullochs. In fact, I'm sure you can find a lot of videos that say Kent's McCulloch, insert the model number here. I'm currently stuck on one of them that he sent over. God, was it a 15? I can't remember. It's one of those really old oddball shaped ones with a big beaver tail bar that sticks up in the air, and a carburetor that seems like a piece of machined flat aluminum with a weird ass diaphragm on it. I have not been able to get that thing to run right. I'm about to take one more swing at it, and if I can't get it to go, I hate sending one back that I can't fix, but I may have run into one that just is beyond. I don't have a diagram of the thing, so I don't even know what parts I'd need to order, if I could even find them. I mean, the stuff has been out of production for 50 years or longer. So, but if it gets to that point, I'll bring it in here and blast a video on that one too, and see if anybody out there in internet land has some info on it. So let's fire this up with my carb. I'm going to say, just to show you that it does run. That's one way to clear the shop. That C5 with a stack muffler. Alright, let's get this thing off. I hope for the last time, because quite frankly I'm tired of doing it. Just want this to be right. I usually count carburetors as the easy ones that come into the shop. 99% of the time they are. That one has given me fits. So these things, you gotta have a fairly thin profile wrench. That's why I keep this one around. It's a Craftsman, but it is a thin enough profile that I can get in here and access these little baby nuts. And you also know you don't want to be taking these off any more than you have to. Now my saw has a B HL141B, which draws fuel on this side. This one has a D model and it's drawing from this side. So what I'm going to do is just put a loop in my fuel hose that doesn't kink, so that I can get the thing to pull some fuel. Getting these little nuts started is also a feat. You can use a pair of needle nose pliers if you get it lined up right. I'm impatient. I want it done. And I think my wife might be telling me it's 10 o'clock and we're supposed to be heading over to my mother-in-law's to take down the pool for the season. So I probably better get my butt in gear here. Like I say, I just want to hear it run. I want to tune it to my saw, and then that way it'll be close enough for Thomas's C-52. I mean, they're the same displacement. His compression characteristics and all of that will take some fine-tuning, fuel, you know, all of that sort of jazz, but it'll get close enough. Okay. Yep. I don't want you doing that. we'll just do a curly Q. Prefer that it laid flat, but this saw has good enough compression. I don't think a little loop in the fuel line is going to stop it from drawing. Let us find out. Ha, look at that, she's already drawn fuel. Better than it has. But that should have run. Huh. God, I wonder if I floated that thing. Saw fuel at the back of the carb, so I assumed good things were about to happen. Not. Oh. Lordy, lordy. Would appear that I flooded it. Massive old J6C. These 1360s. Oh, man. So much for the quick start. Not sure I see anything. Oh, you've got to be. Am I that dumb today? Did I really just leave the kill switch off? Because that's not very brilliant. I sure love that moment of brilliance. Okay, I'll let it sit, cool off, and I'll do one more cold start on it just to make sure. But newsflash, turning the damn switch on helps it when you're trying to start it.